We have headed back up to Alexian Village this morning on top of Signal Mountain, talking about how the Ascension Living community wants to help you stay in your home as you age. This is Colleen Combs. She is with Live at Home, part of the Ascension Living offerings that they have here. And if you're not very familiar with the program, you're not alone. It is in no way new. You opened this in when, 2002?
2002. We took our first members.
So you and I are going to talk, and there's going to be a bit of a vocabulary lesson in a way for people to pay attention to, I think, because if you're watching and maybe your parents are getting older, maybe you yourself are in your 70s or 80s, and you may have heard about long-term care insurance, that's not what Live at Home is, but it's the same benefits. Is that a fair way to put it?
It's similar benefits. The biggest difference is insurance is a financial product, and it's money. And money is great, money pays for care, but money is not care. Money's never going to take care of someone.
Right.
So the biggest difference is Live at Home is the actual care. It is a membership program that provides the long-term care that people need when they need it and where they want it, which is most of the time in their home.
It's for so many people, that ability to stay living at their home means everything, especially if life throws you a twist and you're still fairly young, right? So part of the key here as we talk is that you must become a member when you're nice and healthy and vibrant.
Right. It's really preparing for the unexpected. And I use that term a lot, and then, it's kind of a funny term because if you read anything about aging, we all don't expect it. Mm-hmm. But 70% of people over 65 are gonna need some kind of long-term care. But it's always a surprise,
right?
When someone does. So, it's preparing for the unexpected and knowing that care is there when you need it. Mm-hmm. And where you want it.
Maybe you could call it an assurance policy, not an insurance policy.
That's a great way to say it.
You had said to me that one thing you wanted to focus on is this increase you're seeing, and as you put it, solo agers. So for people who might be getting older by themselves, the assurance that this provides is key.
Yes, and it's interesting because people aren't really moving in with their children the way they did 20, 25 years ago, or even near their children. They have independent lives. They're doing great. They can drive. Why would they need, anything like Live at Home until they need it?
Right.
And when you're a solo ager, you can have even a little procedure where you need 2 or 3 days of really help in your home and help getting to follow-up appointments. And who's going to do that?
Right.
Instead of, sometimes kids or family members can't take time off of work and come into town to help you. Mm-hmm. Maybe you just need a little bit of help for those days, and that's where Live at Home just seamlessly comes in, helps people recover from things like that, and then goes away and they can be completely independent again.
So I love scenarios. Let's throw out one. So first of all, I think you told me you can enroll in this as a member between, was it 55 and 85?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're 84 years old and you're feeling good, you can still sign up for this. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So let's say that you're 72 and you have had maybe a health scare, maybe you've had a stroke even, but you're back at home now. You've gone through your rehab and you're back at home. Can you send people in to help even with something like that?
Well, we do have an underwriting process on the front end of this to come into the program. So there are some things that are going to throw someone basically out of the acceptance.
I think I said that's wrong. We're going to pretend that the 72-year-old was already a member.
And they had a stroke. Oh my gosh, yes, we are in. We have their back. Absolutely, we have their back. Okay. We're going to be in their home helping with things. And if they do need higher levels of care, even if it's for a shorter period of time, if it is long-term care, health insurance always pays first, so if it's rehabilitation, that's health care. But if it goes into long-term care, Live at Home is going to pay for 75% of that bill here at Alexian Village.
Oh, wow.
So there's a backup to a backup. You know, it's just, we absolutely have someone's best interests, and we have their back.
You know, you mentioned how we're all going to get older, hopefully, and yet none of us are quite prepared to face that. Is it a good idea for a couple to both sign up for it at the same time? If one of you is significantly older than the other, maybe go in stages. Do you kind of guide people through that way?
I do. Everybody has a different situation. I talk to a lot of people about that. Sometimes there's a spouse with further health needs, and the other spouse or the caregiving spouse is like, oh, I don't want to join a program without my spouse. It makes them feel, you know, maybe guilty, or I just don't want to do that by myself. If there's even a bigger reason for someone like that to join Live at Home, and the spouse with the health care needs should want them to join Live at Home, because there's a higher percent chance that they are going to be solo agers.
Right. Now, this is specific to Hamilton County, or how
Yes.
far does this travel? Okay.
Hamilton County.
Okay. If somebody should decide they live outside of Hamilton County, but their kids are in Hamilton County, and they are going to move in, as long as they're a member of no, you can't even be a member of the program unless you live in Hamilton County. Is that right?
That's correct. You have to have, basically what we say is we have to be able to serve you. If you need help, we can only serve you in Hamilton County.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
In those kind of scenarios, we have members that have homes in several places, and they don't live in Hamilton County very much each year.
But they're here.
They know that if they do need help from Live at Home, they need to go to their Hamilton County home to receive it.
Right. When I mentioned earlier about the vocabulary lesson, that's just one part of it. I mean, it is not easy to navigate all that there is to figure out as you get older, which is why the Ascension Living family has so many avenues that you can choose from to let you age the way you want to. But now you know about Live at Home and the option that is there. So reach out to them. If you're between 55 and 85 and you're in good health right now, see how they can benefit you and give you that assurance and peace of mind. Thanks.
Thanks, Julie.